Never Going Back Again, live solo. About a year ago I put up a video of how to play Never Going Back Again, like the album version. And if you look right up here, there'll be a link to that, okay? So before you start to learn this, I'd really suggest you watch that other video, because I go over all the different picking patterns, the thumb, the fingers, all the different figures you need to play it. And it'll really help give you good grounding into how to play like the album version. And then when you come to learn this, it'll just be a lot easier, okay? And I don't want to, really repeat all the things I've done in that lesson. So we're just going to start with this live solo thing. So he's going to play it like live. He'll play it a lot slower these days than he does on the album. So, and also on the album the capo's on the 4th fret, and live these days he'll go down to the 3rd fret. Okay, so but I've left it on the 4th so it's consistent with my other lesson. Okay, so you don't have to keep moving the capo around if you want to change between the lessons. So he's gonna come into this live thing out of the okay, so he's coming out of that. Okay, and then he hits that open D just to lead into it. And like I said, all this stuff is in the other lesson, so I'm not going to go over that here. But that last figure, and then it's open D. Okay, so up to speed. Okay, and then the solo begins. Okay, so what we're going to do in the solo is the thumb is just going to go like this. Okay, so low D to the open D, and of course I should have mentioned it's in drop D, but if you watch the other video you'll know all this. Okay, so it's just going to alternate back and forth. Okay, and the lead line is just going to be on up here, and I'm going to call these frets from the capo. Okay, so I'm going to call that E10. And the lead line is just going to go. Okay, that's basically the melody of it. And, if that's all you had to do, it'd be a piece of cake, right? But with all this other picking, it gets pretty confusing. And I had to practice this quite a bit to get it down. So anyways, so we got that going, right? And we're going to hit up here on B10, down to B8, and then down to B7. Let's play it real slow. And that last one is G2. And what I do is, you got your thumb doing that. I've got my middle finger playing these notes. Middle finger. And then I change to my first finger to hit that A note on G2. Okay, so that's your first part of it. So real slow. Coming out of this. See, normally coming out of that, doing that lick, right? Okay, but of course if we can't do that and get up there in time, so that's why he changes it to open D, right? So right, one more time real slow. Right? Okay, so maybe you have to watch it a few times before you sort of figure that out. But anyways, from there on in, he's going to do this lick. Okay, and what happens there is the bass has been doing this, right? Just back and forth between the two D strings, right? The low D and the open D. And what happens on the last one is he'll hit that low D 3 times. If you just kind of isolate the bass part here, just listen to the bass, the thumb part. In between the second and third times, he's gonna slide up there on D2 to D4. Okay, and we're gonna get into this shape. Okay, barring here, and we're just gonna go G string and B string. Right? It's so hard to pick it apart that way. I gotta play the whole thing. So. So just, and you just kind of, you're just taking your fingers off and plucking that B string. One more time, real slow. Okay, and now our thumb is going to go just the A string and the D string. Okay, so you're just adding that D note on there. Thumb, right? Fingers. And together. Okay, and then we're gonna just fret here on D2 and do the same picking. So all that together. Okay, and then we're gonna go. Right, we're gonna bar there and hammer on this. So from here, okay, and that would be, you know, the last bit before you repeat it. So let's do that whole thing real slow. But the ending was a little sloppy, but it should be. And then the open D again, because we're going to go right back to this, right? So that ending again. And then we're back up here, okay? And this time we're just going to embellish it a bit by. Right? So just sliding up 2 frets on both those notes. And then the rest is identical. Okay, then it's. Okay, and of course, like I said, that all that stuff's covered in the original lesson. Okay, so that's it. That's the live version of the solo. So just play it once up to speed, okay? So we're going to come out of this. Okay, great playing. Really, it's just such a great little solo, you know, and it just fits in perfectly with the way he does it now. Because his version nowadays is much more, you know, it's less technique oriented and more just soulful and wistful kind of, you know. So I actually really like the way he plays this live. Anyways, I hope you get something out of this, and yeah, we'll talk to you next time.